Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going through the thriller game between Gold Coast and Carlton, in which Carlton came out on a Gurrian goal with, I think, about a minute to go or so, minute 45 seconds or so to go. Came out winners 39-38 against the likes of the Gold Coast Suns, in which Charlie Rowbottom put on an absolute stellar performance. And I thought, oh no, I'm going to burn 30 points here too with my Marinoff captaincy. But we'll get to that game. And yeah, she had an absolute stunner, a quadruple double from her in terms of kicks, handballs, marks, and tackles, which we've seen before by like Josh Dunkley a couple times, but rarely anyone else has that capability to do it. But yeah, Charlie Rowbottom just absolutely dominated the game, and we'll get to it now. So, as you see here, Charlie Rowbottom, 163 fantasy points. If you thought that wasn't big, if you thought that was big, then Marinoff just goes, hold the phone. Which we'll get to. But yeah, Charlie Rowbottom, 22 kicks. That amounts to 66. That's more, just in kicks alone, than like 35 of the players here. That's how crazy that game was. She had 13 handballs, which, if you look at here, 13 handballs is more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 girls alone. And then you had 10 marks, which is 30. That's more than like another, that's more or equal to another, it's just 8 of people alone. And then 40 points in tackles is more than like half the people, or near enough a third of the girls there. So that's just how crazy her game alone was. That if you take each individual element, she outscores like a third of the players there, if not a half on some of them. So that's just how crazy it was, how ridiculous it was. She got off to an absolute flyer with 50 in the first. She had a slow turn, 25. I mean, Marinoff had a slow one as well, a 30. But then a 31 and a 57. She combined in the first and the fourth quarter for 107 points. It was just ridiculous. And I was just like, oh no, this isn't going to work out. But yeah, Charlie Rowbottom did her thing. And yeah, she's going to be a top line scorer because she's just got that higher ceiling score. And that was only on 35 touches. We've seen Ali Anderson go 43 touches. Imagine if she had 43 at the handball, kick to handball ratio that we're looking at there. That's probably 26 and 27 and 15 maybe, something like that. 28 and 14, 27 and 15 is probably the best way to put it, or 26 and 16. So yeah, 27 and 16 for 43 touches, etc. But yeah, that was just amazing from Rowbottom. Single as well, probably not going to be fantasy relevant because she's gives away quite a few free kicks, as well as not having necessarily the absolute ball-winning ability of some of the other midfielders. But she was outstanding on the day. 23 touches, 6 tackles for a 95. Whitford, 20 touches, 7 tackles for a 90. Clayton here, 17 touches, 7 marks, 5 tackles for an 87. I just want to check Clayton here as well. She's a defender. That'll be interesting to watch. Watch this one with Clayton. If we look at the CBAs and switch it back over to Gold Coast, I just want to see with Clayton if she's in here. She isn't. As you see, Daisy Darcy had 31 and 0. Ella Smith, she scores a 10, but she's in 38 and then 36% of CBAs. I think that's the right Ella Smith, right? Ella K. Smith. Yeah, she's in 38% of CBAs, yet she cannot seem to score. So that is quite a crazy statistic there. And let's just check. And I just want to see, does that line up with that doesn't line up with the ruckman at all, because Darcy Davies is the backup ruckman. So she's not the backup ruckman. She is on ball and 38 and 36 and scores a 10 after a 21. So I think she will be. Ella Smith is one that I think can break out and have a big game if she continues on with this role. But she could easily be getting dropped with the way that she's putting up 3 and 4 disposal efforts. But I think she's one that could easily break out soon because she's got the role. And that's probably something I'm going to put on Twitter after this review, is this role that just doesn't seem to be scoring for Smith. Low time on ground probably doesn't help either. Would be nice if she got more than 42%. But I still think with 42% she can score more than 10 points. Daisy Darcy, what a trade in this was, even though it wasn't necessarily the role that I thought it was bound to be, but an 85 here, she's done what she needed to do, and I think she's just shown, again, 81% told for an 85. I think she's shown that she's a positive fantasy points per minute. If we look at the points per minute here as well on her, you'll see she's still at 1.36. That's massively up, and her points per minute has pretty much held from what it was at the last game in round 1 with a 1.45. And so, yeah, I really do like that points per minute ratio. We've seen that she's done it regularly before where she just scores absolute crazy numbers. And so I really like her role as well. A little bit more halfback in this game, but still a really good role. And they basically feed her, as simple as that. Bohanna, McLaughlin, Barwick, Kevitt. Kevitt is another interesting one, a 50-pointer from 9 touches. I just don't know if her role really is going to hold. If we look at this one here, you'll see no CBAs. So I just think her role is bound for a 20. Bella, Davies, Fitzpatrick. This is actually the game that I wanted to show you for O'Dowd's sake. The ruckman here, as you see here, the ruckman 58, 56, 31. If that's split between 2 rucks, that's a 114, 115, 145. Between 2 rucks, you take it and you run. Between 2 rucks to get that type of score would be kind of crazy. So yeah, I do like the look of potentially that. I mean, Mia Austin isn't really a ruck, but you're still a 114 between 2 rucks. Split that a little bit more in O'Dowd's favour, and you still get a 70 and a 45, give or take. That's still pretty decent for O'Dowd to get a 70 there. We just go back to that there. We're talking about Moya, I think, has an all-right role, but in the end, she's not going to be scoring that much. Randall, Membry, Smith, probably just going to stay on my bench, as I said. She's just got no real fancy value at the moment, and don't even bother trading her out at 300k. I have McKee, who's got a little bit more value there. And Smith, I think, can turn it around just because her role is there. She's going to have a big game eventually, I feel like, if she doesn't get dropped. And then Bisha with another 10. Then we go over to Carlton here, and Shearer with a 91. She was pretty good. 19 touches, 7 tackles, and behind. Then we get to Finn, and this one was a little bit of a shock that she scored so well, and a reason why she's probably going to be on field for me this week. She scored 77 from 17 touches, 7 and 3, and she had a really good first half. If we look at the live scoring here, get rid of this one for you. And you see here 21, 19, 16, 21, just an ultra consistent game, which is a really good sign. And so, yeah, I'm going to be fielding her. A 77 there. All she needs is like another good week from her, and she will be absolutely on fire. So, yeah, she could easily cross towards that 700k range very, very easily. And yeah, she is in a wing role, which is a little bit dangerous, but I think a lot of people will be fielding her. So I think it's safe to go in numbers there. And that'll be for like probably 2 weeks. Honestly, that could be for 2 weeks of just fielding her. And she may even end up being primo with the way she's playing. Goering, 75, of course, I traded her out, and then she's the highest scoring mid-rookie. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Mimi Hill, 64. Pound, 61. Good, 58. Moody, 56. Anthony, Mackay, Skepper, Cordner, Goss, Peterson, Lawson, Devan. All these girls down here don't really have much fancy relevance. I would probably be trying to get rid of them for other girls. I think Schilling is one that is there from West Coast that has probably really good scoring potential. And I just don't know if these Carlton girls have too much scoring potential, whether it will just be 40s and 30s and stuff like that from them, or 50s, etc. Like, you've got midfielders here. Mackay scoring 56 on 24 touches is quite ridiculous to score that low. Austin, Dalpass, Brown, Keck, BT as well, one that's probably surprised us a little bit, 23 from her. Moody, and then Vesio and 19. I think Vesio was a massive fail for those people that brought her in. She's averaged something like 20 something maybe. Vesio has now averaged 21.5, has dropped 167k. That wing roll is just absolutely horrendous. So it seems like Finn is doing really well on that wing roll. And I just want to check here with the CBAs for them and just show you guys. So you got Goering here, had pretty much the same CBAs. You had Mackay and Shearer up at 93. You had Jess Good and Moody flip-flopping a little bit. And then you had Goss, Mimi Hill and Keck. Goss up on the CBAs, taking probably a little bit of Mimi Hill's, and then Keck down on hers out of the CBA rotation. But that is the review of this game. Yes, on the Wednesday, it probably means that I forget a little bit more about this game because it is a couple of days post game. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.